I am very pleased to welcome today for our conversation Ray Savage Ford, hot from New Jersey. He is going to appear on this weekend's April 12th Ennis versus Stanionis card in Atlantic City. And it's kind of a home game for you, isn't it, Ray?
Yeah, definitely like a home game. I'm excited and I'm happy. I mean, I can't wait to get up in there and showcase my talents again.
There are kind of pluses and minuses to fighting, at home. Technically not, but it's a home fight. A lot of your
Yeah.
friends and family, I'm sure, will be there. Um, Overall, do you like it, or would you rather be in an anonymous city sometimes?
Nah, yeah, I'd rather be home to be honest. I feel comfortable. I feel, it's not no pressure for me or anything like that. So for me, it's just like uh, I got my people with me. That's all.
They will be there. And speaking of pressure, we'll talk about that in a minute or two. And speaking of comfortable, it's your second fight at 130. That's correct. Yes, second fight at
Yes.
130. How's it
Yes.
feel? In the first fight against Orlando Gonzalez, it would be fair to say you cruised through that fight, but it gave you a chance to feel how it felt to be in the ring at 130. So, what's the report on that?
Yeah, I felt great. I felt like more of myself. I felt like I could do more. I felt more energized, and I'm just, you know, happy to see. Well, I'm, yeah, I'm happy to see what else I could do.
Yeah. Was the weight cut getting difficult? Were you or you just feel like, no, it's time to move up?
Yeah, to be honest, the weight cut been difficult. I've been having problems making 126. I just never, let the world know. But yeah, I always, had problem cutting down to that weight for a long time. So now that I don't have to cut the extra 4 pounds, it just feel great.
Well, if you let the world know, then your opponents know, which isn't the best strategy in the world, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard so many fighters say that the training is nothing, it's the weight cut, especially
Yeah.
in the divisions that you do your business in. Speaking
Yeah.
of which, this weekend, you have the WBA Continental belt in play. You're going to face Thomas Matisse. And I read
Yes.
that you had a hard time getting an opponent.
Yeah. From what I was told, it was like 10 people 10 to 15 people or something like that we couldn't get in the ring with me. So yeah, but that's from what I was told. I'm not sure if it was true or anything like that.
Well, we will not want to name names at all.
Yeah.
You had a pretty wild 2024. I think that is not an exaggeration. Um, you had one fight that you lost, a very close one against Nick Ball, that a lot of people thought you won. As you
Yeah.
look back on that fight, what did you learn? What did you find new in having to go through that experience that you're going to be able to use towards the positive now?
um I always said that I didn't really like learn much of anything from that fight because I understood like I was limited. So it really wasn't me, or I wouldn't really say it was me that was kind of like making mistakes or anything or made the fight hard. It was just naturally, growing and getting bigger. So that's
Yeah.
just what it was.
Yeah, and the weight cut was the issue. You really
Yeah.
think it boils down strictly to just, it's time to move up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. But on the other hand, on a happier note, in that year where you lost a fight that, probably you in any other circumstances might have won.
Yeah.
You were in the fight of the Ring Magazine Fight of the Year last
Yeah.
just about a year ago. That's got to put a big smile on your face.
Yeah, definitely.
And if people have not seen it, well, first of all, stop watching this video right now. Get over, it's on YouTube, and go look for Raymond Ford versus Otabek Kolmatov from last March. If you can, watch it all the way through to that incredible 12th round where Ray performs some pretty insane heroics. Think it back to that moment, that 3 minutes. What did it take to pull that off? I mean, stepping on the gas is an easy, description, but
Yeah.
looking back, what did you have to dig up and put together to get the knockout that saved you the win?
You just gotta pretty much slow everything down in your brain. Like I was I took my deep breaths in my corner, to gain my energy, my second win and things like that before I went back out there. And I really just in my brain I just slowed things down and try to like look for the perfect shot, the right shot. And that's what happened.
When an athlete says, I'm going to slow things down in my brain, that is a quality great athletes have.
Yeah.
Can you possibly explain to a viewer how you do that? How do you slow down time in your head to process and slow down the movements of that man in front of you?
It's really kind of hard to explain. I feel like, great athletes they gonna understand it though, but it's kind of hard to explain. You kind of just gotta like I don't know. You just gotta. I can't explain it. It's hard to explain.
Yeah. Well, slowing your breathing, taking in more oxygen,
Yeah,
getting that blood pressure right, that heart rate
yeah,
down
yeah,
is a physical manifestation of what's going on in your head, I'm sure.
yeah. Definitely.
Now, speaking of lessons learned, what did that teach you about yourself and your ability to carry on when you might think you don't have anything left?
I wouldn't say it taught me. I learned anything about myself. I just say like I learned to never ever you know stop fighting or give up until like the last bell because you never know what can happen. And yeah, even with my Nick Ball fight, like when things wasn't going, great for me early on, I still, stayed calm and composed and weathered the storm and started to come back on the backhand of the fight and made the fight much closer. So I'll just say like I just understand to never like, give up no matter how bad things is going.
Is that a hard lesson to absorb as an athlete, as you're training, going through every day in the gym,
Yeah.
that there are times you think, I don't have anything left, but you still have to find it.
Yeah, I mean, that comes with being great. I think it's more of like a personality thing. It just I'm not sure if it's something that you can really learn. I mean, you can understand it, but you still got to go through it and do it on your own. So, like, you can understand these things and know this is how you're supposed to react as, a fighter or an athlete in general. But I think it's more of like a personality thing. Like, if you got like let's say a crybaby mindset, like 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna be able to find that within yourself. So you just gotta, I don't know. I think it's a personality thing, to be honest.
What's a crybaby mindset? I love that. You don't have to name names. If you have a crybaby mindset, this is not a sport for you, is it?
Nah, it's not. This sport is not for the weak at all. So yeah, you can't be a crybaby in this sport.
Uh, you're making the argument that you hear a lot about power punchers, that punchers are made, not born. It sounds like that mindset is born, not made. You have it or you
Yeah,
don't.
yeah, pretty much, exactly. Yeah,
Well, and it amazed me when I'm, doing a little background hunt on you to find out that you're 26. First of all, is
yeah,
that correct?
yes,
You know, I'm saying this in the most complimentary way I can. You seem a lot older than 26. You seem very calm, put together, no crazy business in your life that we know
yeah,
of. Again,
yeah.
I
I
think
get
that's
that a lot.
something. Yeah, is that right? You think
Yeah, I do.
is it something in your upbringing again that you just were an old soul, as people like to say?
Um, I mean, you could say that I've been through a lot of things to, made me have to like mature at a faster, younger age and things like that. But I don't know, that could be a personality thing too. So I really don't know. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, when you heard that you were selected as fight of the year, what was the reaction?
I kind of knew I was gonna win it. To be honest,
Right.
I felt like I wasn't, invited out there for no reason. And then like I just felt like that I did have the fight of the year. Truthfully, like I felt like that was the best fight of the year. So yeah, I kind of felt like it wasn't a surprise to me. I was happy though for sure.
Yeah, I bet. So you get the invitation to get out there. Now that must have been an incredible experience. And what we're talking about is the Ring Magazine's
Yes.
awards this year which were a lot like you'd see on an Oscars or
Yeah.
any other big awards event. And you were out there among truly boxing royalty.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Definitely.
yeah, who was the person you really either wanted to meet or talk to out there when you got there?
Um.
Or someone you did have a chance to talk to and
Oh,
really,
Canelo.
really enjoyed? Canelo.
Yeah. I know. Actually, I seen Canelo before, but it was yeah. I seen Canelo before. We fought on the same card. I fought on his undercard before, but
Yep.
it was kind of like more like you can get close to him like without him having security, his and things like that. So it
Yeah.
was
Well,
cool.
it's a more relaxed environment. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, yes, for
Yep.
sure.
Did he give you any advice?
No, no, no. I didn't really have a conversation with him, but it was just to be like around and that atmosphere. It was good.
Right. Right. Well, and you get to see how everyone carries themselves and
Yeah,
see the people that are being honored.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So we're going into 2025. Hopefully it's not as crazy back and forth for you as 2024, only in a good direction, only in a
Right.
good direction. What are the goals for 2024 or 2025, pardon me?
Hopefully to stay active. Definitely stay active, and if I could, get one of these world champions to, fight me, then that would be like the cherry on the top. Like that'd be the icing on the cake right there.
Well, sounds like you had trouble getting an opponent for this weekend, so it might be a bit of a
Yeah.
struggle. Is there anybody you've got your eye on? If you were willing to say, if not,
Anybody. I want any belt, any of the world champions. It don't matter, but I would like to fight for the WBC. That's the belt that I do really want.
okay, all right. They are on notice. And Kolmatov, I understand, wants a rematch. Is that gonna ever happen?
I mean, listen, we can definitely make it happen again. It gotta be like it gotta be something on the line though. Like it's just not. It's not that fight with me and him. Is not like a fight that
Yeah,
you just. It's just like one to just be made. Like that gotta have something on the line. Like the first fight was so good. Everybody's gonna want to tune in and see it. So it gotta be a lot of money on the line. It gotta be like titles on the line, things like that. It can't just be like just for nothing. Like
I think a belt and a paycheck might be then worth a discussion. Yeah,
yeah, definitely for sure.
and
You can't turn that down.
yeah, and a rematch with Nick Ball. Now you're up at 130, but you think your paths will ever cross again?
I mean, it's up to him to be honest. If he moves up to 130, because I'm not going back down to 126. So it's that's not like a fight that like people say, oh, you should want to get your get back and things like that. But it's like I know myself and I know what I can do. So it like the loss to him, it don't really eat me up as much as people think because like I know truthfully I'm the better fighter and on my best days he can't do nothing with me. So but that's really a question for him. Like if he gonna move up and and things like that, I'll fight him for nothing to be honest. If he move up.
That remark really strikes me because I do think a lot of fans believe, oh, if you suffered a loss, it
Yeah.
eats you alive, right? And there are
Yeah.
fighters that they think of nothing but revenge. You've
Yeah.
moved on. You've moved on. And
Yeah.
how does that happen? Again, is that some kind of mindset attitude that you're born with? And you say, all right, done, not looking in the rearview mirror.
Um And now it's just like you just gotta understand who you is. Like I understand who I am, and I understand he not a better fighter than me. And I honest like I truly believe that like he's not a better fighter than me. And I understand like it was my time to move up. It was just time. It like he didn't beat me. Time beat me. That's pretty much what it was.
Yeah. Yep, time and growth, and hey, 126 to 130. So
Yeah.
you are going into a 130 fight, your second fight with Thomas Matisse. What do you know about Matisse, and what can fans expect to see this weekend from Raymond Savage Ford?
We can expect another great fight, another great performance. Thomas Matisse is gonna come with it. He's gonna be, durable. Um, he got experience, and I'm looking forward to this fight. It's an interesting fight. Yeah, you just gotta, tune in, or if you can be there, definitely get your tickets, get your popcorn, get everything, and make sure you sitting down and watching from round one to whenever it ends.